Tell me what you see.
I look at you and tell you what I feel. Look at me and tell me what you see. I look at you and tell you what.
What's up everybody, Emperor John Kill 3D Gaming with another PS2 classic review, and that is Evil Dead, A Fistful of Boomstick. Now, you're probably wondering, well, isn't A Fistful of Boomstick before Regeneration? And this is what's going to sound crazy, and yes, I'm going through the Evil Dead games kind of backwards, because Regeneration is kind of like the last PS2 game, then Fistful of Boomstick was the second PS2 game, and Evil Dead Hail to the King was a PS1 game. Even though that won't be considered a PS2 classic, I still will cover it for this completion sakes. But Fistful of Boomstick, out of the three that you will play, out of the three classic Evil Dead games, in fact, is the fucking hardest. And not hard because of difficulty, not hard because of enemy types. The game itself fights you. And as much as I love this game, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love this game with a huge passion. I played this game as a kid, played it now as an adult, and I enjoy every minute of it. But every minute of it is a fucking challenge. It is a semi-open world, objective-based, third-person action game / survival horror game, because you have to also do item management and maintain a perfect balance of keeping health items, ammo, things of that sort. Very reminiscent to Resident Evil games. Now, with this game being a sequel to Hail to the King, it does follow that story. But I'm not going to be talking about the story, because the story, it's very simple, straightforward, and if you're an Evil Dead fan and have played this game, you understand what the story is behind this game. But for any newcomers, I want you to either play the game for yourself, or if you don't want to play the game, you can watch all the cutscenes in order, which do play like a movie, and it makes it fun to watch. So, A Fistful of Boomstick, it's very different from any of the Evil Dead games. It is atmosphere driven, which is a good thing. It is very Silent Hill 2-esque when it comes to item management and how the level layouts are. You don't go into buildings like Silent Hill or anything like that, but what you do go is big open areas littered with deadites, aka the demons, enemies of this game, because I know Silent Hill has its own demon characters and its own demonic monsters. Enemies in this game don't have a cap. I'm gonna just tell you that right now. Enemies in this game do not have a chill button. These fuckers will come after you every chance they get. And second complaint, the game is too fucking dark. Not even the brightness helps this. I would say if you can emulate it and adjust it, then it works perfectly well. But if you play it just solely on the original hardware of a PS2 or an Xbox, it is very dark. Now, darkness in video games can be a good thing, but if I can't see what the fuck I'm doing in certain sections, then we have a problem. Then we would have a big ass motherfucking problem. But what holds the game together, and what makes this game great, is that, like I said with Regeneration, this game knows what it is. It knows the license. Bruce Campbell, of course, voices Ash Williams. The Deadites are very faithful to their in-universe counterparts in both either film or comics. The combat is very straightforward, kind of wonky, but once you get a hold of it, you'll breeze through Deadites. The only thing you need to get used to is the camera stick. You cannot change it. It's inverted. So to look right, you have to hit left, and to look left, you need to hit right. It only works well, which is ironic, when you're holding down the aim button with L1 that will lock onto any enemy in an instant, and you will stay on that enemy for as long as you hold the button. You will not swap off. So, with a multitude of different weapons to also play with, that's what also helps this game move along. You get weapons at different points of the game, dynamite, shovels, a new chainsaw, flamethrowers, Gatling guns, different types of ammo types for your boomstick, aka shotgun. See, it's hard to say shotgun in Evil Dead. I just can't say shotgun. I just have to call it a fucking boomstick because that's exactly what the hell it is. The majority of their game will be a breeze. It's just it has all these little things about it that makes it feel like, is it harder than what it really is? And it's really not. It's actually the controls and the gameplay itself that is a little hard. And I know that contradicts what I said that it's easy. It's only easy if you can master it. But with certain enemy types and with certain stages, you really need to be on point. Like, there's just certain levels where the Deadites, they can just pile up in hordes of numbers, like large numbers, and chase you down and kill you. You can use, I think it's called a spell book in the game, but I like to think of it as a little mini version of the Necronomicon that you're carrying with you, that you can use different spells to help you in this game. Possession, summoning dogs, summoning your own little Deadites to help you out, possessing Deadites, enhancing your strength, lightning for crowd control. And then as you go throughout the game and collect different items, you collect silver to close the portal to at least help relegate the amount of enemies that are coming at you. Now, the one thing I do hate about this game, and I will admit that I do solely hate, is the boss battles are not good. I can say that up front, as a person who actually does love this game, the bosses, none of them are good. And there's only 3 bosses in the game. And they pop up at each of the 3 new sections that you go to, which you go to main Dearborn, then you go to medieval, well, not medieval Dearborn, but the colonial times Dearborn two times in a row, and then apocalyptic Dearborn where the Deadites have taken over. So this game is a little Army of Darkness-esque, which is probably another reason why I like it. You travel through time. It does break up the monotony. It's 3 variations of the same place you have been in, but the layouts of the level do change a little bit. They do change a little bit. And I think that's what helps makes up for the fact that you can't go indoors and do things, which would make sense. I don't know why. You wouldn't have to go indoors in this kind of game. But the puzzles kind of are a mindfuck in certain sections because there's no map. You have to scour the level. You have to go through different parts, backtrack multiple times more than needed. And if that's one of the many gripes, is yeah, I get it. This is a backtracking game that you have to go through certain sections, but for certain games, that's okay. But I think for an Evil Dead game, it's not so much. And that's why I think Regeneration is the superior old Evil Dead game out of the old, basically out of the old trilogy of games. Regeneration is the superior one due to it knowing what it was, and it went straight forward, balls to the wall, just an action game. And I think that's what Fistful of Boomstick needed to be, but I could tell that they wanted to innovate. The same thing with Hail to the King. With Hail to the King being a, just gonna say it, it's a Resident Evil style ripoff game. But this one, it's like a action version of Silent Hill 2. And for what it's worth, Evil Dead, Fistful of Boomstick, it's still a fun game to go through if you could just bear with its problems. And if you're an Evil Dead fan, of course you're going to bear with it. As a casual gamer, go through it for yourself and tell me what your experience is. If you have the original hardware or if you can emulate it, I still recommend the game to be played. So, as Emperor John Kyo 3D Gaming, be sure to like, subscribe, favorite. Catch you all in the next video or on the next live stream. Later.